Here's the new pre-order releases for February 22nd, 2025. Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Bear from SpikyBits.com. And this video, we're going to go over the new pre-order releases for this week, which are great if you are a fan of Mechanicum or Black Library books and figures, but maybe not so much if you are waiting on that Emperor's Children release. So here's the website article where I go over everything. And now we're not going to cover all of the books, but suffice to say that this is going to be, I don't know, we'll have a lot to say about it, I'm sure. So first off, this is all the pre-order releases for February 22nd, 2025 with a street date of March 8th, 2025 at actual retailers and such. So this, obviously people were waiting on that Emperor's Children release, and I honestly thought it was going to be this week too, but going back and looking at the books, it does look like that the Deathwing Assault came out about the same time last year. It was in early March as well. So, you know, they're kind of sticking to their same schedule. So let's start off with the miniature releases, which is really all we're going to kind of cover in this video. And you can click on the link to see all the book pricing and stuff in the description and also in the comments, just to see what's coming from Black Library, because there's quite a bit and a lot of it's limited edition. There's going to be a lot of Horus Heresy, Forge World stuff that's limited edition, or that's direct order from Games Workshop as well. All of that, you got to order from them. You can't even get it through your local store anymore. And it varies in price, whether there's 2 models to a pack or 1 model to a pack. But let's talk about the Cadian 101st Hell's Last Miniatures pre-order set for $80 US. So I think a lot of folks, judging by the comments online, are pretty shocked by the pricing of this 5-man or 5-model box set here for the Cadians. Now, yes, it's a lot of money, but it also kind of makes sense from Games Workshop's perspective, because you've got a special character in there that they normally go for like 40 bucks or so. And then you've even got a commissar in here and like a standard and like stuff that you would get in a Cadian command squad that goes for $45 by itself. Now, this pricing isn't super unfounded. Like, even I was like, that's a little much. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, and I'm not trying to defend them. I'm just saying, hey, this is in line with other established patterns by Games Workshop. Would I spend $80 for this? Absolutely not. Not once, not ever. But if you're really into the series, I get how you'd want this box set. I get how people want, for instance, the Gaunt's Ghost box set, which is priced pretty much the same, except for you get an extra figure. So you get 6 figures for $79. It's not $80. It's not 5 figures, but it starts to make sense in Games Workshop money. And then they've even got the same thing over in Sigmar with the Black Talons. 5 models. They got the dope ass like sculpted bases, which, you know, is a little bit more production cost. And those are $79. So in Games Workshop money, this price makes sense. And real world, in this economy, money, not so much. Next up is Malnith Witchblade, I guess is how you say it. I gotta be honest with you, $42, I mean, it's on point with Games Workshop, independent or individual character pricing, I get it. Again, not something I would buy, but that being said, I get the pricing from a Games Workshop perspective. There's also a matching novel for it. I haven't read any of the Sigmar novels, I gotta be honest with you. Most of the stuff was the old school fantasy stuff, and I just can't get into Sigmar stuff. So for this, it's a pass for me, but I can see where people would probably want this one. Now, let's talk about the 20-ton Thanatar in the room. So Mechanicum's coming in clutch. Well, Horus Heresy's coming in clutch with a ton of releases this week. And the majority of them, unfortunately, are, like I said, direct order from Games Workshop. You can click on this link and see it's basically everything they've previewed is going up on pre-order. Well, will go up on pre-order over on their site at about 1 p.m. Eastern time here in the States. And like I said, it's all going to be around 40, 50 bucks, just depending on how many models come in the kit. So we don't have pricing on that because, well, it's GW Direct only, and you got to get it when it comes out or else, you know, it's gone. And I guess something else to kind of mention too about some of this pricing is, yeah, we all know it doesn't take that much to produce these things, but, you know, Games Workshop's looking at, they do one thing really good, and we've talked about this in the past. They make dope shit. Everything else from there is like all downhill. Logistics, downhill. Marketing, downhill. Interacting with customers, downhill. Interacting with the public, downhill. You know what I'm saying? There's a trend here. But they make the dopest looking shit. I mean, look at these tanks. Look at that Thanatar. Look at it! It's just dope. they're just cool looking. Like, I don't even play Mechanicum. I haven't played Horus Heresy in years. I want to buy this stuff because it just looks so dope. That being said, let's talk about the value in here. So $185. We had this much higher because a lot of the boxes have been coming out at $230, the bundle boxes, or $170. So this is a little up from the $170 price range, but it's less than the Mechanicum Battle Group, which came out recently, which also, if you can still find it, which you probably can, would pair nicely with this. So you get a really nice Horus Heresy Mechanicum starting force. The only thing you'd have to buy separate is maybe the separate Thanatar if you want that version with the Grav Flux Bombard. Or, you know, if this guy's floating your boat, well, you could go with this guy too. Eventually, I imagine they'll come out with the kit. It'll be everything in one kit, but that usually doesn't happen for 4 or 5 years down the road. So here we are. Hey, if you want it now, you got to get it now, right? The value in here is looking to be nice. Now, not as nice as some of the other boxes we've seen in the past, but for a 3 model kit, it's looking to have about $100 US in value because we have established patterns for the pricing of these models. Like the Thanatar is 105, the normal Thanatar rather, is 105 by itself. The Triaros, normal Triaros, I want to say is 94. I might be off there, but either way, we'll have the full pricing breakdown in this article that you can click on and also out later this week. And the Karatos, I think it is. I can't remember all these names at this point. Kairos Strike Tank will probably mirror some of the Land Raider variants, so probably about $84, which gets it, you know, up around nearly $100 in value, almost $300. I think it was like $296 when we added it up. So probably a good buy for Mechanicum players just in general, just to get all the variants. And this looks to be a really fun kit here with the flip up mortars and things like that, that previously were only available from Forge World and a bit fiddly, so to speak. Overall, not a bad release week here for February 22nd, but I know a lot of folks were really hoping to see the Emperor's Children. Now, overall in the 2025 roadmap, there's still lots more stuff to go. For Sigmar, the Death Rattle are still on deck. We've still got a second wave of Eldar. The Combat Patrol has not hit yet. Just off the top of my head, obviously we have Emperor's Children. There's going to be a lot more stuff, and Emperor's Children might be a 3-wave release actually, because we know there's the Super Special Edition Codex coming out. We got Fulgrim coming out. We got the Army Box coming out, and then there'll be a Combat Patrol of the separate units. So it could be a minimum of 2, but probably a 3-wave release spread out over the next couple of months, if I had to guess. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff over on our roadmap post. We'll put a link to that in the comments and also in the description too, so you can check everything out that's been previewed and on deck. And if it's on the way and we know it's going to be released, it's got a release date. If it came out recently, it's probably got a release date in there too, just because we keep it in there for a little while, because, well, it's hard to keep up with everything that comes out. And by the time, you know, a month goes by, you might not have realized something came out. I know that happens to me all the time these days. Because just the way the time works these days. How does time work? So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching our preview pre-order video for this week. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our future videos. Spiky Bits.